And we are back. Game 2 of this December 18th bowl slate, the New Mexico Bowl, set up between the Utep Miners and the Fresno State Bulldogs. Fresno State currently minus 11.5. That over-under is set at 51.5. Big spread.
That is a big spread.
Fresno State has let us down many times before.
They have. I think Fresno State only came through in that UCLA game.
Pretty much, yep.
But with them losing their coach, losing their quarterback, I feel like this is a down spot. I don't know if UTEP is going to win, but if you're going to give me 11.5 against a team that just lost their head coach and their quarterback, I mean, that quarterback was the lifeblood of that team. We saw him just get shredded to pieces this season and hanging games. So 11.5 is a big spread. I am taking UTEP plus 11.5. They have covered quite a bit for us this season as well. So that got to end with it.
All right. I'm going to go the opposite way here, though. I think, I just don't think – I know UTEP has been pretty good for us in the last the couple of times we played them, last 2 weeks for sure. Or less, a couple of weeks. But when I look at the way the season ended for UTEP, not on the highest of notes. Granted, they did play like UAB we'll talk about later. North Texas had a pretty good season. And then, of course, the Roadrunners, probably the best team in college football. But Fresno State's kind of that weird team to me. And what I might be excited about is the fact that I think that place might be buzzing a little bit because guess who's coming back, though?
Oh, that's right.
Jeff Tedford.
That's right.
I doubt he'll be coaching this game. I would imagine that's a pretty foregone conclusion. He won't be there, but I think there's got to be a sense of
hype.
I don't want to say a sense of hype because hype is something that's not real. I would imagine the players, that program has got to be just have a renewed sense of energy. The fact that the guy who had to leave for medical reasons and led you to a 10-win season, a 12-win season, a couple of conference championships after 2 years. Not to mention, I don't know if anybody remembers who this guy was the head coach for.
Aaron Rodgers.
A bad man named Aaron Rodgers.
Bad man.
So they know that. They know this guy. They know where he's been. They know what he's done. That program's got to think going into this like, hey, let's start off next season on a fucking note. And they got a good chance here against the Miners too, especially. I think they go out, they set a statement or they make a statement and just blow this team out of the fucking water. We're looking at stats here too. Fresno's obviously they're going to throw the ball. They don't care who's back there. Strength of schedule angle I love. UTEP had the 123rd worst strength of schedule out of 130. Fresno wasn't anything to write home about. They were 80, but again, we did see them play some pretty good games this year. They played Oregon close, beat UCLA. Through the conference schedule, they had a 3-point loss to Hawaii. Boise was kind of an embarrassment as a 5-point favorite. But, when you're talking about teams against the spread, Fresno State's actually better, which is weird because I feel like every time we bet on them, we lost.
Yes, that is strange.
I don't know how that happened, how we picked every Fresno State game that they did not cover. And maybe that's a bad sign that I'm picking them to cover here now. That's a good point. Maybe I shouldn't take them. But no, I think it's I was looking at these lineups and I'm not sure. UTEP's defense is actually what scares me the most. They're front four in this because Fresno's offensive line is not great by any sense of the imagination. And UTEP's defensive line looks pretty good. So it just comes down to me who wins the battle in the trenches, especially when Fresno's on offense, because, they're going to need protection to get the ball out to those receivers, because those receivers are very good and can exploit this secondary for UTEP easily. The front four has been what has drove this UTEP defense all season long. It has not been that back seven. So if they can hold up, give whoever's back there a little bit of time. It's not what's his name anymore, right?
Hayner? No, he went.
Yeah.
I think he's in the portal. I think he's gonna go
Right.
to Washington.
Yeah, Washington sounds right. I don't know who number 2 is on the depth chart. I really can't, because right now PFF still tells me it's him, which I knew was wrong, but I looked at it. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So that's the battle that's going to make this game. I really do believe. Give who's ever back there some time to exploit a weak secondary for UTEP, and it's going to be business as usual for Fresno State.